I am really looking forward to this scrap. Like we mentioned, one of the top prospects in heavyweight boxing is Oleksandr Teslenko. But tonight, he is up against a very, very dangerous southpaw. A very, very dangerous fighter as he takes on Shawndell Winters. Now,
10 KOs out of 11 wins.
I saw his fight against Joe Jones, who was a pretty highly touted heavyweight prospect out of New York. Shawndell Winters got knocked down, and I mean knocked down hard 3 times in the second to last round. He came back and knocked out Jones with 1 shot. This guy remains dangerous throughout. Yes, he's not the biggest guy. He's actually a natural cruiserweight. He weighed in barely at 200 pounds. But I'll tell you what, Teslenko is not that big of a heavyweight either. This is an even matchup.
Absolutely. And like you said earlier, the power that Winters has, this will be a good learning experience for Oleksandr. He can box the whole fight, be smart, take advantage if he hurts him, but it could be a good time to get some good rounds in here as he steps up his pro career in the world rankings.
Introducing Oleksandr Teslenko.
As we mentioned, ranked number 12 in the world at heavyweight by the WBA. And Steve, we talked a little bit about how, yes, he's not that big of a heavyweight. Mark Ramsey's hoping to bring him up to around the 225, 228 mark if he can. And you know, even at that, he's still not a huge heavyweight.
Still a smaller heavyweight, but you don't want to put on too much weight just to equal the guy in the same weight. They're going to be slower, sluggish, carry around that extra weight they're not used to. Mark Ramsey and the boys in Montreal, they know what they're doing. He's in very good hands, like I said earlier. Gary Friedman, the head of the roster, managing Teslenko very, very well. Bring him to Montreal with a good team and a good crew. So I expect a bright future from Teslenko. Mark Ramsey, head trainer of Oleksandr. As I just noticed, Montel Griffin, first man to beat Roy Jones in the corner of his opponent, Shawndell Winters.
Gentlemen,
NABA supervisor, Mr. George Martinez.
Touch Club guys, good luck to both of you.
Here we go, folks. Round number 1 of this 10-round heavyweight contest. Teslenko defending his NABA heavyweight belt that got him that number 12 ranking in the world. Winters views this as a huge, huge opportunity. He said he jumped on it when he found out about this fight only 2 weeks ago.
Absolutely.
There we go. First round begins. Oleksandr Teslenko in the white, trimmed with blue and gold. Shawndell Winters in the black and gold. Teslenko's got to watch out for that power coming from Shawndell Winters early. And like I mentioned prior to this fight, he keeps that power all the way through to the end of the fight. He's a very dangerous man.
Those are the type of fights you need if you're going to fight for a world title and be in the world rankings. These are the types of fights you need to gain the experience you need to be a world champion.
Once again, I'm Jason Tufexis, sitting alongside 2-time junior featherweight world champion Steve the Canadian Kid Molitor. And Steve, Teslenko is coming off a very tough fight against Fabio Maldonado, in which he tired early in that fight. I know that conditioning is a concern as they move forward.
Like I said, they're with a good team with Mark Ramsey up in Montreal. They have a good crew. Who knows what could have happened, the exact math on what happened in that fight and why he got tired, but I'm sure they're prepared. They know they have a tough opponent, Winters ahead of them, so I'm sure that him and his team are well prepared for tonight.
See Teslenko filling out nicely at that weight, currently at 218. Like I said, Mark Ramsey wants to get him up to around 225 or 228 slowly. He wants to build that resistant muscle over time. He doesn't want to rush anything. And like we said, there are some big, big men out there right now.
Keep in mind, Alexander,
Usyk. Usyk's just coming up from cruiserweight himself. Even Deontay Wilder, despite his height, came in at, I think, 213 pounds or something like that for the first Fury fight. So there are smaller guys, but it definitely will help him to have a little bit more mass as he came up from that amateur heavyweight division.
Absolutely. Good, nice right body shots. He's throwing 3 or 4 of those, investing early in the body, taking the power, any threat that Winters may have later on in this fight.
Winters looking to be the aggressor here. Two big men tie up. 6'4" is Oleksandr Teslenko. 6'2" for Shawndell Winters. Nice quick right hand from Teslenko. Almost hits the mark. Looking at some of his past fights, Winter has a tendency to lean over to his right as that right hand is coming. With a guy with a long reach, that may be a little bit of a dangerous move.
You don't want to be leaning into Alex's right hand, I'll tell you that much.
Another body shot from Oleksandr Teslenko. Winters on the ropes. Good first round for Oleksandr Teslenko. I think he did what Mark Ramsey wanted him to do, which is get out early, dictate the pace, establish the jab.
Round number 2 underway.
Now GM Ross from Canadian Boxiana scored that 10-9 for Winters based on those jabs to the body that he did land. You could see Teslenko's a little bit red around the midsection. Winters lands a nice left hand. Some sweat flying off of Teslenko as that landed. Excellent
Nice counter
punch.
shot. Quick for a heavyweight.
Yeah, Teslenko's fleet of foot, and he does have fast hands when he uses them. Even though he only found out about this fight about 2 months ago, Teslenko's been in camp for 3.5 months. Really stepped it up, of course, once they found their opponent. Like you said, you have a master in your corner like Mark Ramsey establishing a game plan. Ramsey watched a bunch of Winters fights. He knew what they were up against tonight.
And that's a difference maker. You know what I mean? When you want to make it to the world-class level, you got to have a world-class trainer with you. And he's done that in having Mark Ramsey. Mark Ramsey's been on the biggest stage possible with Jean Pascal. He knows what it takes to get to the next level. And he has the team around him to also bring that to the table.
Let's give him full credit. Not just Jean Pascal. He's brought to world titles Eliader Alvarez just last year with a win over Kovalev. He's brought David Lemieux to a world title. Artur Beterbiev, who's about to go for a unification with Gvozdyk, another fellow Ukrainian. So he knows what he's doing. He has some of the hottest prospects in the game, including a terrifying heavyweight named Arslanbek Makhmudov, as well as heavyweight Oscar Rivas. He is in good company.
Great sparring partners.
Absolutely.
Being very patient. Sticking that jab, not trying to rush a knockout because he knows that Winters has the power to be dangerous.
Winters, to his credit, does not seem nervous. He's willing to stand in the pocket and get pretty close in there as the slightly shorter man anyways. He does seem to have shorter arms, too.
He's a game dude. He's a confident dude. He's here to win. You know, he believes he can beat Oleksandr Teslenko tonight.
Teslenko aiming for that body once again. Yeah, Winters really is closing the distance, standing right in front of Teslenko. I wasn't expecting that.
Whipping that jab out.
Now, Ramsey said that he wanted to find a durable guy who's going to throw punches back, just like Fabio Maldonado last time. He wasn't disappointed with that fight. He said right now, they need rounds. They need rounds, not just rounds, but they need rounds from a live opponent who's trying to win.
Absolutely.
They need to continue to build up Teslenko through the ranks until he's on equal footing and a mandatory challenger for one of those fighters.
Round number 3 underway.
Shawndell still sticking that jab to the midsection of Teslenko. I'd like to see Teslenko establish himself a little bit more here.
Start letting go of that right hand. We're in round number 3 now. You threw some nice jabs and stuck to the body, but let that right hand go.
Just as you said it, he let it go, but he doesn't look like he's putting his full force into those shots right now.
We have one of the greatest heavyweight champions of all time in attendance tonight. Lennox Lewis.
Wonder if that adds some pressure to Teslenko here. Good shot by Winters. His money shot is a right hand off the jab over the top. That's how he stopped Joe Jones. That's what he's hoping to do again tonight against another blue chip prospect in Oleksandr Teslenko.
Teslenko's got to be wary of that too. Bringing that jab back. Don't fall asleep on it because you get hit with that right hand, and all the plans and all the everything can be put on hold for a bit.
Teslenko told me he does not want to rush this fight. He's got 10 rounds, take his time. It looks like he shook Shawndell Winters there.
That left hook.
Excellent shot to the body by Teslenko. He backs Winters up into the corner. Winters trying to get out and grab. Teslenko looking to create some distance on the inside.
Still lots of time left in this third round, a minute 10.
Shot goes low on Winters. Referee warns Teslenko. Winters lands another right hand. Some blood coming out of the nose of Oleksandr Teslenko. Two big shots come from Shawndell Winters, who has extremely good recuperative powers, as we saw in that Joe Jones fight, getting knocked down 3 times, getting up 3 times, and coming back from behind to stop Joe Jones.
For a guy with only 13 fights, very cagey in there, very crafty, knows how to survive, knows how to make it an ugly fight.
Winters tried to land a huge shot. Oleksandr backs him up, landing big blows. Winters looks hurt.
Another big right hand.
Beautiful shots from Teslenko here in the third round. You can hear Mark Ramsey wants him to get right back on Shawndell Winters and not give him a chance to recuperate. Letting his hands go as Teslenko up and down.
Final 10
Winters
seconds.
Fighting for his survival here. Referee Donovan Boucher taking a close look. Throws back. Teslenko takes it well. What a round.
And let's not be mistaken, Shawndell Winters is here to win. He's not here to lay down. He took some heavy shots from Oleksandr Teslenko, who's a big puncher, and he came fighting back.
100%. And like we said many times in this broadcast, this is a guy who remains dangerous all the way through to the end of the fight. Let's see if he can get his legs back under him after some big shots. You can see Winters back up on very wobbly legs there. He was on Queer Street. Steve, I love how Teslenko mixed it up downstairs and upstairs after he had him hurt.
He did very well. He mixed it downstairs, upstairs. Didn't let his man off the hook. Fought hard to the end of the round.
Another big shot from Teslenko. He has him hurt. Great chin by Shawndell Winters, because that was a huge shot, Steve.
There was 2 big shots that Teslenko landed clear as day. Winters is a very tough man, but you're going to be taking those all night because eventually they will take the toll.
You know, Steve, Teslenko told me his favorite fighter growing up was Lennox Lewis. Imagine having the Lion here watching you as you defend your NABA title right now.
It's got to give you some extra motivation to put on a great performance.
Yeah, he told me he used to get up early on Sunday mornings with his father, who had pushed him into boxing in the first place. And of course, with the time zone difference, Sunday morning is when they would watch our fights on Saturday night. And he used to love to watch Lennox Lewis.
Well, roles are reversed.
Big shot from Shawndell Winters. A right hand lands. Teslenko looks a little bit shook himself now. I think it's a good idea for him to grab.
Push that jab and get some space.
Big right hand from Oleksandr Teslenko. Shawndell Winters takes it well. Both men fighting in a phone booth here. They're toe-to-toe, throwing big, big shots.
I think the difficult thing for Oleksandr Teslenko is Winters is just throwing to win. He doesn't really have a game plan where Teslenko's looking to counter. Winters' right hand.
Big right hand lands, a right hook for Shawndell Winters. He's throwing for the fences. Teslenko takes it, backs up. Shawndell Winters seems to have a little bit of momentum, at least in his mind, going his way right here. Now, Steve, to your point, Winters told me he doesn't have a game plan. He said he didn't even watch Teslenko fight. All he knows is that he's 6'4". He said he doesn't watch tape. He goes in and does what he does. He assesses the fighter once he's in the ring. I mean, it's working.
Yeah, this is a good round for him. He's landing some good clean
Big
hard
right
shots.
hand.
Another big right hand.
Teslenko still taking it well. His chin is impressive. Ramsey said he holds his own in sparring against the beast Arslanbek Makhmudov. They go 7, 8, 9, 10 rounds together. So he knows what it's like to take a big shot. I want to see him keep his guard up as he backs up. You can see Teslenko's tiring and he's a little bit hurt. This is where Winters is at his most dangerous.
This is a tough and rugged fight.
Big shots landed by both fighters. Teslenko backed up Winters first, but Winters came right back with a huge right hand right there, snuck it in over Teslenko's guard.
And stayed on him, didn't let him breathe.
What a fight this is so far.
Great heavyweight action.
Teslenko a little bit slow to get out of his corner.
I heard Montel Griffin telling Winters, jump on him. Montel Griffin knows the game. He's seen Teslenko was a little bit sore and tired and maybe even hurt at the end of that last 4th round.
Good jab by Shawndell Winters. Very sharp jab. He hasn't been employing that all that much this fight so far. It's an impressive weapon. Teslenko looking very tired here in round number 5.
Good exchange, good body shots by both men on the inside. Winters pressing the action though here.
Winters
surprised
has
to see.
a very strong short hook. Big shots landed right on the chin of Oleksandr Teslenko. He needs to keep his hands up, Steve.
He's got to keep him off him, use that jab, use the ring. Look where his hands are just so low by his face. Got to push that jab out like a Lennox Lewis.
He did this with Fabio Maldonado in his last fight in Toronto a few months ago, where he would back up when he was tired and a little bit hurt, but with his hands down. That is so dangerous. Teslenko's corner asking him to walk him back. Don't let the momentum shift all the way here. Winters lands another sharp jab to the face of Oleksandr Teslenko, who looks like he has a little cut under his right eye. Followed up with that right hand that stopped Joe Jones. Teslenko hold on.
He's got to hold on.
Body shot from Shawndell Winters. Teslenko hesitant to hold. He cannot keep backing up with his hands down, Steve.
No, he cannot. That has been the biggest problem for him tonight.
Another big right hand. Winters going in for the kill here. Teslenko needs to turn the tides and land something of consequence of his own.
He's got to either hold on or keep him off with that jab and keep Winters at bay. But this is not the fight that Teslenko is going to win, fight on the inside like this. This is Winters.
He's the taller, longer man. He should be using that reach, right?
Absolutely. Using that reach or grabbing
Another
hold.
Huge left hook. Lands. Oh, massive right hand for Shawndell Winters. Teslenko showing one hell of a chin here, but he is hurt.
Oh, and another one. Hats off to Teslenko. 30 seconds
Big
left in
shots.
the round.
Mark Ramsey comes up and stops the fight. Oleksandr Teslenko loses his first fight as a professional. They take him back slowly to the corner. That was a masterful performance from Shawndell Winters.
Great performance. Much respect to Mark Ramsey. As much he didn't want his undefeated fighter to have a loss tonight, he did the right thing and stopped the fight. Hats off to Shawndell Winters.
Your winner by TKO and new NABA heavyweight champion, Shawndell Winters.
with Shawndell Winters. Let's face the camera over here. Congratulations, Shawndell. We saw you do this against Joe Jones, another undefeated heavyweight prospect in his hometown just last year. Here again, you come back from behind to stop an undefeated prospect. What was going through your mind in this fight?
Well, I knew that first of all, I want to thank God for grace and mercy, for traveling grace and mercy. I want to thank God for bringing both of us through the fight safely, and I just want to give the glory to him for the victory. I knew what I had to do because I was coming to enemy territory. I've been there before. I just wanted to stay calm. My coach kept telling me, stay calm, breathe, and just put your punches together. So that's what I was focused on. I wanted to go to the body early, break him down, take him into deep waters, and then drown him.
Where did you think the tide turned? Early on in that fight, he was establishing his jab and the pace. He was up ahead, I think, early in the fight. When did the tide turn?
Well, I caught him with a body shot, and I heard him wince. And everybody knows I go to the body hard. I got knockouts to the body. So once I caught him there, I saw he was a little soft there. So I just kept shooting the jab to the body. And it might not look like an effective punch, but it was taking his energy. I was steady jabbing him to the body, and then once I got him where I wanted him, I sat there and I traded with him.
Congratulations once again, Shawndell. You have a new belt on your waist. We wish you the best as you move ahead with your career.
Yeah. I want to thank all my people back home. To my man, Rockin' Rodney Wilson. To my man, Montel Ice Griffin. Sam Colon, all the guys back at the crib. I love y'all. This for y'all.